I am saved this morning. I have the joy of the Lord in my heart. I'm grateful to stand in front of you. Just to, I don't know whether it is to remind, but we remind ourselves, we keep reminding ourselves of where we are. First of all, I thank the church for giving us this opportunity to serve as health board, and together with the committee that has been set, that we can be able to serve at this point in time. It is a point that public health become of utmost importance. First of all, to mention that, as Elder has said, that we facilitated and the church facilitated a training for all these people that are doing this, the health board, together with appointees from the district, and we underwent a training on public health and all that we are doing. So it is something that we don't take for granted, that the church allowed us to come have a training, and even those that didn't feel that they belong to medical field, now today they feel like they belong there. So we thank you, we thank the church very much. We thank you for your support, that wherever we guide you, it's not usual to come and be told, sit here, and you sit there. Sometimes you have your preferences. I always like sitting on this side, and sometimes I find my seat is on this other side. So we also thank you for your support on all that. We are doing everything for our own good. In this era, if you do not protect each other, even you yourself, you are not protected. So thank you very much. We also want to remind ourselves that we want to be protected all the time, as we said. So as we come in, please allow your temperature to be taken. Please wash your hands and put on your mask throughout. I think what we forget most is putting on and keeping on your mask, covering your mouth and your nose all the time. So please remember that, so that we all feel protected. I'm sure when you come to church and you feel that there are those guidelines, you also feel comfortable, and on Sunday you feel like you can also come to church. We are safe. You can see church is fumigated after service, and we clean the seats after every service. So, and then we ventilate. You see the windows should be opened. If they are not open, maybe you can just open them. The windows should be open so that you have the circulation of air. So all is well. We are safe. So please come to church feeling that you are safe, and do your part as we do our part. So thank you very much. Today I want just to be very brief on the message that we have for you. We realize this started in around March, and now we are August going to September. And sometimes we feel like it has become usual. But if you look at the data and statistics, there is a lot of stress going on. And maybe if you have people, some people have managed to be able to cope with the stress, some maybe haven't. So what has happened is that if people have happened, they have maybe have their way of going through it. So unfortunately, a group has gone to maybe drugs, to smoking, and to other not very good ways of coping with their stress. And just to mention just a few things that maybe just to remind ourselves, so that we take care of ourselves, we take care of their families. And so to talk about our children, they've been out of school. We don't know whether they've been coping very well, just so that we remind ourselves that there is still help. So it is usually a stressful situation because the stress hasn't gone fully. We are still there. It is okay to feel sad, stressed, confused, angry, but it should not go beyond. While we talk to people, for example, when you come to church, there's somebody, there are counselors in the church, we have evangelists, we have also health board, there are people on health, we have professional counselors that we can talk to, and starting maybe with our families and friends, that maybe the first time that you talk to somebody, usually you've already done something to yourself. That means you have not kept it to yourself. Those of us that maybe we have started moving out, our day-to-day living, we just make sure that our lifestyle doesn't change so much. So we need to look at the diet that we are doing. We need to get enough sleep. You need to exercise and have social contacts. Now we are able to move around, but even if we are not maybe able to move around, maybe because we do not also want to travel to rural areas where our parents are, maybe they are diabetic, they're hypertensive, maybe if they get exposed, they may get complications. get contact and maybe let's talk to them, let's talk to each other. I was asking myself the other day, I don't know how many people I called during this period just to check on them and check how they are. You may be okay yourself, but is the other person okay? Maybe we are all meeting in church. We used to meet in church after every Sunday. Today we do not meet. I don't know how many people maybe you have called just to make sure that's okay. Maybe it is for all of us to take care of each other and know how the other person is doing. It does a lot of good. Do not go to smoking, alcohol, or any other drug to deal with stress. So that happens. Believe you me, it is happening even at this point in time. And I'm thinking somebody is doing well, but maybe they have turned to drug. So it's always good to let them know there are health workers, there are counselors that can get them. We need to get, like for example now, the numbers, the COVID numbers in Kenya, let's say they are somehow not as well they were maybe last month, somehow going down. But still, even if you have one person getting infected, meaning all of us can get infected. So it is always good to make sure that we all take the precaution that we are supposed to take. And also, it is always good to know the source of information, where you are getting it from. For example, our Ministry of Health is the one that gives us information. WHO is a very resourceful information. On Sunday, we were talking about facts. For example, we were talking about facts, and we are talking about, like, for example, rumors. It is rumored that if I shower with maybe a disinfectant, I will disinfect myself. Some people saying that I take the detergent, it will cleanse me or something like that. Those are not facts, so look at the facts. There are some sites that you can get those facts. For example, the WHO will give you all those facts. Then you can try and limit the worry and agitation. At the agitation time, for example, if you see this news, usually when I watch this news, I get agitated. Then I would want to watch them less and less and get less of the news. What about our children? What are we doing to them? They respond to stress differently. That they may change in the way they do their things. Maybe sometimes they want you around all the time. They used to be dependent, but this time around, whenever you come, they want to be around you. They are anxious, some of them are withdrawing, they are angry, they are getting agitated very fast. Sometimes some of them had stopped wetting the bed, but now they have started again. So you need not to quarrel them, but you need much more to talk to them and get close to them and listen to them, speak them kindly, like you're not quarreling them, and see whether you can get what the problem is. If you feel like they still can't get there, please get help. Try and keep the children close to you. In the stressful situation is not somewhere when we want to send the children out to their relatives to where, let them stay near you so that they feel safe. And then if they have to be separated, for example, they have to go to a hospital, they have to go somewhere, just make sure that you get in contact with them through the phone or a way of getting to talk to them. Keep a routine for them. Previously, they were used to go to school, have their lessons, do whatever they need to do, but now they are home. If they're having their classes, maybe online classes, let's just know it. Just let them have a routine that at this time you wake up, this time you have breakfast, this time you have your classes, and then that forms in their mind, and that will be good for them. If they do not have one, try and create one for them. Provide facts about what is happening. Let's not assume that children don't know what is happening. They will watch things and they will ask you, what is happening now? Are we flattening the curve? At the moment, that was the last question that I got from my daughter. Does now that means the curve is flattening? So get facts and then know how to answer questions. And if it is flattening, does it mean that we stop using the mask? Does it mean that we stop washing our hands the way we are washing now? So get the facts and maybe be able to explain to them. What about if any one of us in our family got sick and they have to be admitted in hospital? What would be their expectation? So they will be admitted, they will get separated from us, get admitted in the hospital, but we will be all taking care of them to make sure that everything is well with them. So provide accurate information at their level so that we can see whether we can be able to support everyone. So let's support each other. Please get in touch with somebody, check how they are doing. Maybe you do not want to assume that everybody is doing well. Like maybe we used to have double the number of people in the church now. You have somebody that maybe wants to check on them, that's how they are doing. I think it will be good. So thank you very much. Thank you for your support once again, and God bless you.